Chief Moon.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Doug?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
Good, sir.
So I got a call from the Red Cross today. They want to give us about 45 or 50 cots. I might need to enlist y'all's help with the box truck.
No problem. You tell me where and when, and we'll make it happen.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Yes, sir.
All right, it is 6:01. Let's wait maybe 1 or 2 more minutes. I do see people still joining, so just bear with us. Good evening, everyone, by the way. Hope everybody's doing okay. All right, it is 6:02. Let me get my notes ready here. 6:03 now. All right, good evening, everyone. Again, most of you know me, but like I say, whenever I see new people on the call or a new number, I always just like to reintroduce myself. I'm James Sullivan. I serve as the neighborhood president, and I think we may have Shalita Purifoy. She serves as the vice president, and if she's on, please say hello. But and I always like to add, there's a blank spot by secretary. So if anybody is interested in serving, the elections were pushed back to, I think, January of next year, I think, what Andre told us, our CRR, that form is out there, and I may share it again if anybody's interested in serving. So let's go ahead and get started. Can everybody see the screen, the agenda? Okay, all right. Thank you, Don. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I haven't really I sent out the agenda, of course, and the meeting minutes from the last meeting. There was a a link to the Google Drive. Hopefully everybody had access to it. If you didn't, I sent out the Word document or the PDF file, and also I included possibly the link to the Zoom meeting. So hopefully you had an opportunity to look at it. I know, was there any questions or corrections about the meeting minutes from the last meeting, so I can just correct it and update them before we, I guess, move to accept them? And I think I read your email, Don, so thank you for that as well. Also, I guess if there's not any corrections or suggestions, I just, would anybody like to move to adopt the agenda and accept the meeting minutes from October the 20th?
I make a
moved.
motion that I second Lisa Perez.
All right, Don first, Lisa is second. And like I said, on this call, is there anybody who opposes that? All right, so I guess that will pass. All right, just moving along. I do see some representatives on the call. So look, can we start with the Birmingham Public Library? I think I saw Karyn. Are you ready, or do you want to wait, or do you have any other representative?
Hello, Mr. Sullivan. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi. Hi, yes. It's good to see you. It's been a little while. Okay.
It has been.
Yeah. For most of you already know that we are actually, excuse me, open at the downtown library. We're open Monday through Fridays, 10 until 3 currently. And we're having a lot of patrons come in to visit us. And we've been very, very busy lately. And we still have our curbside going on at Avondale Library, Springfield Road Library, and at 5 Points West Library. And those are basically on Pacific days. So that's sort of what we're working with right now. But we're all chugging along, hoping that we can get some of our staff back like as soon as possible. Listening close to city council meetings, trying to find out what's going on, and just trying to be involved. That's about it.
All right. Well, thank you for your update. As you know, some of you know I serve on the board, and we just had our meeting last week, and as Karyn said, they have been working pretty much ever since, I guess, March. Ever since everything started. And of course, they have very, very limited staff, and but they're continuing to serve the public, like I said, with the curbside service. And those numbers with the staff that they have is outstanding. I know it's hard. And, I just want everybody to know that we are advocating and hoping that we can get them some help. But there is a process to that. So again, I just want to say thank you to Karyn and the Birmingham Public Library for what y'all are doing and what y'all continue to do. And I guess that's about it. Thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome. Quite welcome.
Are there any questions for Karyn for the Birmingham Public Library? All right. Thank you for attending, Karyn.
Okay.
All right, let's see here. Okay. Do we have anybody on from the Birmingham Police Department? Do we have anybody on from the Birmingham, Public Works? Well, I've been reaching out to them, and I was hopeful that they would show up, but is there anything that a concern for Public Works that maybe I can just, Tammy usually would just take down our concerns and she would send them on. Is there anything that anybody would like to share or mention or you know, see around the neighborhood that I can reach out to them and just share it.
James, I have a question. This is Laurie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So obviously there's a lot of work going on just in our neighborhood, on the streets and on the sidewalks. It seems kind of funny that so many different things are going on at the same time, because if you're just trying to even just go for a walk,
Yeah.
you can't even figure out which sidewalk you could walk on, because it's just crazy. So I think that's all good. I mean, is there anything that we need to be aware of? Is there anything bad infrastructure wise going on? I mean, obviously they're repairing, or it looks like repairing, but is there anything we need to be concerned about, just even like our own water supply or anything going on? I know it's not right at our building, but it's pretty much right outside our door for like several blocks. There's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
So James,
okay.
if I could interject there for just a minute, James Fowler's on the call as well.
Okay.
And James might have some information he can share with us. A lot of that is Alabama Power work. And then of course, some of it has to do with the new hotel on the corner of RAJ and First North.
Yeah.
But a lot of that is Alabama Power. I don't know, James, I hate to put, well, you know,
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Fowler, if you want to jump in there, hop in there, sir.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So hello, everybody. I'm James Fowler. I'm with the Birmingham Department of Transportation. I serve as the director of the department. And Don's exactly right. So one of the biggest things that we see going around downtown right now is Alabama Power, and they're using contractors to do that work. So it doesn't always, you don't always see that it's Alabama Power, but like Service Electric, there's several other companies that they're working with. And what they're doing is just upgrading their duct bank infrastructure. So their grid that's underground, and then just the equipment that they have in their vaults. It's a substantial upgrade. You know, as you know, Birmingham's an old city. And so we've just reached that point with the power infrastructure that they're going through and making a major investment in just updating that infrastructure. So it's a kind of a painful process, but hopefully it, in the end, gives us a more reliable power grid during storms and heavy rain events and those kinds of things. But that's what they're doing.
That's great. I appreciate that. I didn't think it was bad, but you know, you kind of want to know. And I have one other kind of related just to our building though, James, maybe you'll know this, James Sullivan. It seems like our dumpster is rancid, overflowing like it used to not be. And is that just because they've had to cut back on how often they pick it up? And will that change anytime soon? Or am I the only person that feels this way?
I think I wish Bob was on, but of course, you know, he's the president and I'm on the board here as well. But I know there was a situation where we were picking up more because we had a recycle bin out there. And, you know, that's been a while ago. So we cut some of the, I guess, the frequency of that. Now, as far as can we change that, I think we could change it. I'm not for sure, but that's something that I can definitely look, you know.
Yeah, if this needs to be an offline conversation just about our building, that's fine. I was just kind of curious if that, I didn't even know if it was private or city. That shows you how uninformed I am. So, all right, that's all from me. Thanks.
All right, no problem. Thank you. And just thank you, James Fowler, for signing up for the meeting. I know it was last minute, I think, that you got the email, but I appreciate you jumping on with us.
Can I actually give one update on an initiative that we have going on with our department?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, so one thing that I'm sure you guys have been hearing about for quite some time is either in the month of December or January, we're still working with the companies to finalize it, but in the month of December or January, we should be rolling out the shared micro mobility system. So that's the scooters and bike share that would replace the zip bike station. So you may have already seen around, there's parking spaces kind of every so often that are being restriped and rebranded as shared micromobility corrals. And so in the next 30 to 60 days, there should be some scooters and bikes that land in those spots. And there's two companies that will be implementing those, and the two companies are Gotcha, and then another one is called VO Ride. Both of those are major companies that operate in other cities in the United States. And so they have very good reputations. And so we're excited to roll those out. And but like I said, we're confirming the exact dates right now with those companies. So if it's not in December, it'll be January.
Okay. Thank you for the update. I know Councilor Quinn, he had mentioned it our last meeting, and he has been sharing information as well. But that's good to know that it's coming soon. I have noticed some things on the south side with the new repavement. Is that included in that as well, or was that already kind of on the south side? I think it's like 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Avenue South. I noticed some just regular bike lanes possibly, though. I'm not sure if that repavement had anything to do with it or not.
So yeah, that's a great point. So the resurfacing that's happening on the south side right now is associated with AlDOT and their state routes, at least kind of in the central city area. So they are resurfacing, I think it's 3rd and 4th, I believe.
Yeah.
And so we were able to work with them to add bike lanes on at least, I think it was 3rd Avenue. And then coming up in the future, this has probably been talked about forever, but it's actually about to happen on 2nd Avenue South and then also 7th Avenue South. Some resurfacing and kind of streetscape work that should be coming up in next year.
Okay, I know I have a bike and I ride from time to time. So just anytime you get more space to do those type things is always a good thing. So let's just wish much success to that. And of course, if there's anything we can do as a neighborhood, I don't know, just let us know or let me know, or I know you have done and everybody, but we want to try to get it going together. I do have a question for you. I know Laura had asked for a update on all the construction. I know sometimes I receive emails of kind of like what's going on or with construction. Do y'all have like a newsletter that y'all have that goes out, or is it more of a just you have to go to the city to check?
That's a great question. We have not done a newsletter in the past. However, what we have done since I've been there, so we under Mayor Woodfin, we recreated traffic engineering to become the Department of Transportation. So we've actually consolidated a few things under that umbrella. One of those is resurfacing, and the other thing that we're trying to do is actually stand up a little bit more of a communications infrastructure. So we're actually on Monday having kind of a senior administrative person starting, and with that person starting, we're hoping to actually expand how much we're able to communicate, probably have a social media presence just to let people know updates and those kinds of things. So that's something that's never been done before, but that's something that we think is important. So that's absolutely the direction we're headed. So I'm glad you asked about that.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you for that update. I do see Courtney, she has a hand raised. You have a question?
I do. So is a lot of the construction, is it due to all like these 18-wheelers coming down? We've just seen so many more of them downtown now, as far as like on this like 2nd Avenue North down more towards 24th Street North. Is this, you think it'll clear up after the construction leaves, or how do you feel about all these 18-wheelers?
Yeah, the 18-wheelers are always a challenge for sure. I didn't realize that there had been kind of a recent uptick in those or a change in those patterns. I know there was definitely a change while the interstate bridge was closed. And so the resurfacing that AlDOT is doing, that is directly related to a commitment that they had made to resurface all the state routes that run through the city, essentially, or that portion of the city following the reopening of the bridge. So they're doing that now. In terms of 18-wheelers on 2nd Avenue, I guess I wasn't aware that was a change. That
we've just seen more of them now, but I thought maybe it was because of the construction, but I just wanted to make sure it's not a new normal for us down here, because they drive way too fast and it's just gonna mess up our roads, but just making sure.
Thank you for that. I think that's something that it's always helpful for us to be aware of. And those patterns are always kind of shifting. We see that with a lot of the neighborhoods around downtown as well. like something will happen and we'll see that pattern shift, and then maybe in 30 days it changes again. So I guess I'm not sure.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, thank you, Courtney, for that question. Are there any more questions for Mr. Fowler? And I guess I'll bring in AlDOT as well too, since we were kind of like in that department, I guess. Is anybody from AlDOT on that want to share or give an update?
Hey, James, this is Sharon Long. How are you? And hello, Central City neighborhood. Ms. Crockett is on as well. Just a small short update that 65 North project is complete, as well as southbound and I-59 northbound and southbound. All the streets downtown that were associated directly with the project have been completed except for 23rd. And 23rd should be open by Thursday. We continue to work on City Walk. The City Walk design should be ready within a month or so. And I think Mr. Fowler answered the questions as far as the paving and the traffic downtown. Other than that, James, unless there are some questions, that's what AlDOT has going thus far.
Okay, I do see a lot of progress with the City Walk. And I do know of the website. Is the website been, I guess, up there? I haven't checked it in a month or so. Is it being updated or like?
Well, we're in the process of working to get the website updated and to get the most recent information on. But right now, I think the website. Ms. Crockett, are you on? I know we're in the process of working to get the website updated. So I'll keep you informed, James, and the neighborhood. So to let you know when that's done, and you'll be able to see, hopefully within the next month, you'll be able to see the plans.
Okay. Like I said, I love the lights. By the way, now I know we talked about the lights up on it. Who's going to be responsible for like the upkeep and all that type? So is it going to be the city, or is that kind of like still being worked out, or like what do you know as far as that whole situation?
It is. It's still being worked out. James Fowler probably has more information on that than I do, but I do know the parties are all at the table, and they're still working together to make sure that's handled properly.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, but that just kind of came to mind, so I was just wondering about that. Are there any questions for AlDOT, Sharon Long?
Well, thank you all, James, for allowing us to continue. And as we said, we'll be here until everything is done. The last light is on and the last part of the project is open. So.
All right. Well, thank you for what you do and your support. Let's see here. Chief Moon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good, man. I tried to switch it up a little bit, man. You know, you went first last time, so switch it up a little bit.
That's all right. I appreciate it.
All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Cory Moon. I serve as the fire chief of Birmingham Fire Rescue Service. I'll try to be brief with my report. I just had a pretty significant issue that I have to handle after I get off this call. Just about 4 or 5 points, and then I'll pass it back off to Mr. Sullivan. First one is our biggest concern, as always, right now. The coronavirus numbers are continuing to increase, not only in Alabama, but also around the country. There have been 13 straight days of over 100,000 cases per day in the United States, which is a big issue. There has been some positive news over the last couple of days. Moderna announced that their phase 3 data for their trial vaccine shows that their vaccine is 94.5% effective. So that's some positive news. It still probably won't be widely distributed to the public until sometime next year, but there was a report that the first 20 million doses could go out as early as next month. So that's some positive news. We still have some free extinguishers for anyone who needs or wants one. If you call and ask for a free smoke detector, which we install free of charge, we can also give you a fire extinguisher if you need one. And again, that number is 205-785-1332. And we'll schedule an appointment and we'll take care of that need for you. An initiative that we're working on, and hopefully we'll have this rolled out the next couple of weeks. We're working on doing a coat and bike drive just to give back to the citizens of Birmingham with all the civil unrest and the pandemic. We're big on being active in the community and giving back. So that's something that we're working on. So we want to try to have it done right around Christmas time. We plan on shutting down Short 20th Street and giving out those gifts to the community. So we're in the planning phase of that right now. Just please be safe over the upcoming holidays. I've been talking to city leadership for the last couple of months. We kind of anticipated the spikes that we're seeing right now, that 2-week period right after the election. We'll probably be looking at another spike in cases right after the Thanksgiving holiday. So please just be mindful that we're still in the middle of this worldwide pandemic. We may have to sacrifice some time with our family and friends. Just remember, you can't see if people have the coronavirus, so it can be spread asymptomatically. So just be careful and try to follow the social distancing guidelines. If you're out with people that don't live with you, please wear a face covering. Please continue to do hand hygiene. These things really do work and they do help save lives. And lastly, this is something that I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys about since the last meeting. We just had daylight saving time. We just changed our clocks. Please make sure you check all your smoke detectors. Make sure they work. Again, if you don't have a working smoke detector, please contact us. I will not rest as the fire chief of Birmingham Fire and Rescue until we have working smoke detectors in every household in the city of Birmingham. That's a personal goal of mine. We've had too many lives lost unnecessarily, and that's something that we can correct. So please help me in that effort. And with that being said, if you have any questions for me, I'll still be available. So I appreciate it as usual, Mr. Sullivan.
All right. Well, again, thank you for what I do have a question as far as the smoke detectors. Are they the battery operated ones or the wire ones?
We give out the battery operated smoke detectors.
Okay.
Places that have like apartment buildings that they have to be hardwired. Those are ones we can't give out, but we do have the battery operated, and the batteries last for 10 years on these detectors.
Okay. And the reason I was asking, to try to help, support your goal is, I know I can put up a smoke detector with batteries in it. So if that's something, I don't know if we can help you try to do, of course, get the word out, but also help install them too. If you don't have, to have the people to get out and do it, maybe that can be something, but I'm just throwing out ideas. I'm not sure.
The biggest way you guys can support us in that is to get the word out. Okay. We schedule times to do it with our crews in the department and our pub ed division. So we have the personnel to do it. We just want people to know that we're here and we're ready to help. All you have to do is call and we'll schedule an appointment to do it.
Okay, cool. Any more questions for Chief Moon?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Well, I see, is that Donna?
Yes, I have a question. Hey, Chief Moon, thank you for all y'all do and appreciate y'all so much. On this, the bike drive, coat and bike drive, where would we make these donations?
So
where would we drop our?
We're still in the initial planning phase right now. The goal is to be able to drop coat or bike off at any Birmingham Fire and Rescue fire station. The Public Education Division will collect them all. We're working with a local radio station, but that's the goal, to be able to drop them off at any Birmingham Fire and Rescue fire station.
And I got one more question. I'm like you when I hear, especially that it's getting cold and some of the apartment buildings don't have, or rental properties don't have smoke detectors. And we can tell people that we know and, send out emails and things. But how about if they ran a campaign on the radio or TV? Because there are a lot of people that just don't know that they can get one free. And
Mm.
I'm with you. I wish we could see a winter that we wouldn't see so many people lose their lives to that. But how could we help with that? Like trying to put the word out besides just telling people we know. There's a lot of people who don't get on social media, don't, have a computer. So is that something that's been done before?
Yes, ma'am. So we try to have an all-encompassing public education campaign. We do spots on the radio, spots on the news monthly, and we try to hit all social media platforms. The biggest way you guys can help, and honestly, this does help, is to tell everyone that you know. So we just try to cover every base that we can, and that is one of the biggest helps. The biggest thing that you can do to help is spreading it through word of mouth, because we try to hit all the media platforms that we can. We've had some success, but again, one life lost is too many for me. So whatever we can do to make that number be zero going forward, that's what I want to do. So just pass that word along by word of mouth. If you have email groups, send out email blasts. If you own one of these like Nextdoor apps, talk to the people on that Nextdoor app. But those are the things you can do to help us in the immediate. That is an excellent question.
All right, thank you, Donna. Any more questions for Chief Moon before we move on? All right, again, man, just, thank you for what you do. I know it's a tough job, and, just continue to be safe, and, and like I said, if we can do anything, just let us know, okay?
All right, well, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Okay, I do see some chat. Hello, Kim was on the call. However, you have a question. Okay. I guess we'll go. Kim is on the call. So the city of Birmingham, Andre said that he's going to try to call back, but at this time, I would like to give Kim Phillips or Councilor O'Quinn or Erlene Prince the floor to give a District 5 or, just some type of update.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Kim Phillips from Councilor O'Quinn's office. I don't have anything in particular to report this evening, but I'm happy to take any concerns that anyone might have that I can share with Councilor, or any questions that you want to get to Councilor. We are trying to put something together for the the winter season for our seniors. So if you know of any seniors that are in need, any neighbors that you might have, please pass that information along to your neighborhood officers, to Mr. Sullivan, and he can get that information to us, and that would be really helpful. But if anybody has any questions or any issues that you'd like me to report, I'm happy to take those at this time.
All right. No questions, huh? They let you off easy. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, I want to thank y'all. Oh, I do see Councilor Quinn, he unmuted, but before he speaks, I just want to say thank you all I think y'all delivered the turkeys this morning, so thank you for that.
Yes, we did. You're welcome.
All right, and Councilor Quinn, I see you unmuted. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, thanks for mentioning the giveaway staff, to really thank for that. And they had a full day. I think we gave out almost 200 turkeys and a few hams all across District 5 to senior citizens, and we're happy to be able to give back. Did want to follow up on the mention of the meeting that occurred last night at City Council. The mayor's office presented to us information indicating that the county commission is going to reimburse the city for a little over $9 million in COVID-related expenses. And the mayor's office, in light of that funding coming in, proposed to apply $7 million of the city's reserve balance in order to potentially bring back some of the furloughed employees. And that, you know, from my perspective, my concern there is that, you know, the government accounting office recommends that any but the Birmingham actually have 2 months of operating budget in savings, just in case it's same for the school board or any other public institution. And based on
Councilor Coy, your mic is going in and out a little bit.
I'm sorry. Hopefully that corrects itself. I'll try just using, is that any better?
Somewhat, but you can continue, that's fine.
I tell you what, I will put my comments in the video. Anybody who wants to look at those, I'll make it distinct and I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, and I'll share. Oh, I guess so. Yeah, everybody can see on the chat, correct? Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure if you know.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem at all. I did see, I guess your Instagram video. I think that's what you were talking about, right? Pretty much the recap of the meeting.
That's right.
Okay.
And yes. Yeah. So anybody who wants to get, you know, an explanation can also watch that video.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think he was saying is Do Quinn is his Instagram name. So if you want to check it out, just go on there and check it out. Do we have anybody else from I guess D5, the city of Birmingham, that would like to give an update or say anything? All right, we can move along. I think I did see. Hold on for 1 minute. Okay, I do have a question. Chief Moon, are you still on? Okay, all right, we can move on to Rev. I think I did see somebody from Rev. Or maybe I didn't.
So Rob's on there.
Rob's on. He's just on mute.
Okay, mute.
Uh-oh, he's kind of frozen.
I think he's in a trance.
Okay.
He's frozen.
Twilight Zone.
James, I'm going to talk to Chief Moon in just a little while if you want me to ask him something though.
Okay, somebody was asked, I don't recall him. Did he mention, he didn't say anything about, he did say fire extinguishers. Did he mention that? Or
he did.
Yes.
Okay.
Fire extinguishers and
smoke
detectors.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And they will be able to be picked up at the same, I guess, location type deal, or you have to get them delivered? Yeah.
Well, what he said was, if we install smoke detectors, we will give you a fire extinguisher.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That's kind of cool. All right. Well, thank you for, okay, Rob is trying to get back in. Let's give him maybe 10 seconds to see if we can get in. Rob, are you back?
I just sent him a chat.
Okay, well.
He's definitely, oh, there he is.
Okay.
He's moving
Rob?
again.
Well, okay, we can always come back. If he, Rob, if you can hear me, just raise your hand and then I will get back to you, okay?
He
All
raised
right.
his hand, but he needs to unmute.
What did you say?
I said he did raise his physical hand, but he needs
Oh.
to unmute if he's going to speak to us.
Okay. Hopefully we can get him on. Okay, just moving along. Items, I did get some calls about some possible restaurant and liquor license. So item one, now we have Miss Russell. You may know her. She previously she had the Olivia's downtown. I think it was on 2nd. I remember when she was out on 280 when I used to work at Southern Nuclear long time ago when I first got to Birmingham. And now I think she is moving to a new location. So at this time, Ms. Russell, if you're on, can you just give us some background on what you're trying to do? Maybe some items on your menu or just kind of like your vision with moving it into the Tutwiler.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Well, again, I'm Beverly Russell. I currently own Olivia's Transit Cafe at the Intermodal facility downtown. I am looking to do an additional location at the Tutwiler, the restaurant inside, and therefore I'm applying for, the restaurant retail liquor license. We'll be open for lunch, closing about 10 or 11. So we'll do lunch and dinner. There's a variety of things that will be on the menu, your normal soups, salads. We may even have some steaks for dinner. So it'll be that type of thing. We'll have some craft cocktails, just your, I don't want to say average, above average hotel cuisine. But that's what we're trying to do.
All right. Are you going to try to change up the look or the makeup of the restaurant that was there before? You just going to pretty much keep everything the same, or any upgrades or anything like that?
No, it's definitely going to be upgraded. You're looking at Art Deco kind of modern look. It's going to go very well with the hotel itself. As you know, it's historical. So we're going to keep within the same look as the hotel, but the restaurant would be totally different from what it currently looks like.
Okay.
Move we approve.
All right, that was thank you.
I like it.
Was that Mike? Was that
I
Mike?
think it was Lou.
No.
Lou.
I think
Oh,
it was
that's
Lou.
Okay, sorry about that.
I mean, all you're doing is taking one place that had a liquor license and giving it to a new owner. This isn't really an issue.
Right, exactly. So is there a second? I suppose Lou first and the second.
I'll second Anderson.
Okay, Courtney. All right, again, if there anybody that opposes, just please just say something. And then if nobody opposes, it means it passed. All right. All right. Well, good luck with everything, Mrs. Russell. Like I said, it's good working with you again. And hopefully I wish Godspeed and all that good stuff and much success. So good luck with that, okay? If we can.
Well, thank you all, and hopefully you all will come by and patronize us. We would love to have you.
Ms. Russell, do you have a name for the new spot?
Yes, it's going to be called the 616th.
The 616th. Got
Yes.
it. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And after the call, you can email me the form that you got from the city. I think if you haven't already seen it already.
I did. I sent it to you.
Okay, all right. But thank you again for joining. And before we move on, I think Rob, he said that he's back on. So Rev, you have can you give your update, please?
Yeah. Hey, can y'all hear me? I just had my computer crashed there.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Perfect. So I want to give everyone an update on CAP. With Thanksgiving coming up, next week, I believe, CAP will be closed on Thanksgiving Day, but we will be operating the Friday after Thanksgiving from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So we'll have a little bit of a compressed schedule, but we'll still be out in the district the Friday after. We're finalizing the Christmas schedule currently, and I'll share that with y'all in December when we have that finalized. Also on the CAP front, I think I shared with y'all last time, we have a new street outreach coordinator, Jessica McLeod. She is going to be walking around the district working with our street homeless, getting them the access to services that they need. She participates on the weekly service provider network calls. So she is getting her feet wet and getting an understanding of, what resources are out there within the district. And I will add her contact information to this into the chat here. So if there's, someone taking up residence in an alley or, someone that needs help, she can be that point of contact to get them to the resources needed. Lastly, on the rev front, we have launched the Great Receipt Race Holiday Edition. That started on November 1st, and it will be running through the end of the year, December 31st. And that's just a shop local campaign where you just text your receipts to 267 text rev, which is 839-8738. I'll also add that to the chat here. It's again a shop local campaign, so any local retailers or bars, restaurants, anything that is a Birmingham based business will qualify, and we'll have weekly drawings. So every receipt that you submit will enter you into a drawing to win gift cards to local Birmingham based businesses. And we'll be doing that drawing every Monday afternoon. So that will be going on again through the end of the year. And I encourage everyone to participate. And that's all I have.
Hey, Rob. I'm sorry.
I have a couple of questions, Rob.
Yes.
One is the hours on Friday after Thanksgiving. Don't you think that there's going to be more activity in the evening on that Friday as opposed to before lunch? I'm just curious about why.
That was what was recommended to us by the service provider block by block. We can definitely pivot a little bit. I mean, we can definitely pivot to what the community feels like is most needed. I would probably agree with you. I don't know if 7 a.m. to really noon, there's going to be a whole lot of activity in the district. If people are working on Friday, they're likely to probably flow in a little late. So that's something that I can take back to Glenn, the director of operations, and see if we can maybe accommodate with with our staff.
Thanks. The other thing is on the ticket or the receipt contest.
Yeah.
Once you enter a receipt, does it stay there or are they thrown out every week?
They're thrown out every week. So I would recommend submitting as many receipts as possible every week. One thing that is, if you do win 1 week, you can win, the following week. It's a raffle, it's a drawing. So the more receipts you submit, the more times you get entered for that weekly drawing. And what's the
start and stop of the week?
The start and stop, we will send out if you've already texted and you're already in the current, if you've already submitted a receipt, you'll get a weekly reminder around 11 o'clock on Monday afternoon. The cutoff is Monday at 2 p.m. And after Monday at 2 p.m., the week will start afresh. So I would just recommend that if you have a lot of receipts from the weekend, if you get them in by Monday at 2, they'll be entered to win, that week's drawing.
Thanks.
Rob, you mentioned that people were ticketing in the alley. Do you know who's over that ticketing in the alleys? Do you have a contact?
Oh, no, I didn't mean like parking tickets. I just mean we get some complaints about people camping or taking up residence in the alley in some of like the alcoves. So if someone has that happening in behind their building or something like that, Jessica can help them. And like I said, I'll put her contact in the chat here so everyone can have her number.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
This may be another offline question. This is Laurie again. So you mentioned homeless, and obviously this is a big story or big picture. And I know obviously Dawn's super involved in daily things, but like I know some of the, I know a couple of guys by name, I speak to them. I give them peanut butter crackers. I might give them half of my dinner one night, whatever. Like, is there a overall stance on what we should or shouldn't do? And again, I'm happy to take this offline, but I've only been attending, this is only my second meeting that I've attended, sadly. But them being on Zoom actually gets me to be here and participate more. I kind of do what I think is right, but is that something, like I said, I can go to a website or we need to have a conversation about? I don't want to quote keep people on the street, but I'm going to not miss the $5 as much as they might appreciate it or whatever it is. So again, just tell me how to address this and who to talk to at another time.
So I'm probably not the most qualified person to answer that, but what I would say, in the conversations I've been in, not all panhandlers, most panhandlers aren't homeless. That's not always the case, but that in Birmingham, that tends to be the case. Not all panhandlers are homeless, and not all homeless are panhandlers.
Right.
So just because someone's asking for money doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to use it in the way that they say. So I would just have that in the back of your mind.
Yeah, I don't even care.
I would.
I mean, I hate to say it. If I were on the street for whatever reason, I probably would want to get drunk or high. So I don't judge, like if that's what they're doing with it. That's whatever. But again, I'm not trying to take up this meeting with that. I just kind of you mentioned it and it sparked my curiosity to probably learn a little more than just to,
if this is something the community, the neighborhood wants a little bit more information on, I'm happy to, work with James and maybe bring Jessica on, to a neighborhood meeting sometime maybe in 2021. And, I can kind of have her introduce herself to everyone and kind of talk a little bit about some best practices and everything like that. And yeah, I mean, we're happy to try to be as much of a resource as possible.
Thank you. That's all.
Any more questions for Cap, Rev, or Rob?
So James, let me interject one thing about the homeless situation. When the CARES Act funds get distributed, which I don't know when it's going to be, but anyway, whenever the CARES Act funds get distributed, a lot of the people that are on the street tonight will be able to go into a shelter. The reason that we have so many people there are a number of reasons we have so many people on the street, but one of the reasons we have so many people on the street is with COVID numbers, the shelters have been reduced to 50 and not more than 60% occupancy. There are a couple of the shelters, because of the way their buildings are configured, they're down probably in the 20% range. If the CARES Act funds were released and in the hands of some of our shelters, they would be able to not only have staff to do it, but they would also be able to retrofit their buildings and triple, if not quadruple, their intake procedures. Hopefully those funds will get to the shelters by the first of the year. Hopefully.
I do have a question because I have been hearing about, you know, the CARES Act money hasn't been distributed or not spent or whatever it may be, maybe some of it. Like do you know the main reason of why? Or is it because of only specific things that can be used for, or like is it all political, or what is it about? Do you know? Or you
Yes,
can
sir.
give your opinion.
Well, they have specific guidelines for the CARES money, and it's allocated mainly to the county that distributes it to the city. It's a intricate process.
Oh,
okay. The money was given to Jefferson County, and Jefferson County distributes to the municipalities.
Right.
Because for instance, a lot of, I don't know if Councilor Quinn's still on here or not, or somebody from his office, but it had something to do with populations of 500,000. And we don't have a city in Birmingham of that. I mean, I'm sorry, we don't have a city in Alabama of that population. So it went to county governments, and then the counties distributed it will distribute it to the municipalities.
Okay, well.
So people are waiting.
Yeah, it just sounds,
yeah,
you know, not.
Yeah, and it's difficult. It's a lot.
I heard it was very political, but I don't know. I don't want to get into that tonight. So before we move on to the items, the next two items, Andre Watson, he just texted me, said he's on the call now. Of course, he's our community resource representative. So if he has anything to add, he can do so at this time. Andre? Okay, it's not April Fool's, is it? Okay, maybe he tricked me. But anyway, we could just move along. Let's see. I think he just texted me. But the next on the item, I did get a call from Miss Janine. I don't want to try to pronounce it. Please forgive me. So Miss Janine, some type of a parking variance application. I'm not even sure if this is something that I know we would like to hear about it, but as far as approval and all that, I would suggest that we just go ahead and do it so it can be on the record. But I'm not sure if that's something that we have to do. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know. But at this time, I would like to give the floor to Janine and just kind of like tell us what you have going on and what you're planning to do and just a quick update so we can know more about the project.
Okay, great. Yeah. Is it okay if I share my screen? We have a little presentation.
Okay. Let me see. Do I need to give you? Oh, can you do it, or do I need to give you access, or can you email me something, or what do I need to do?
I think I emailed you, but yeah, you could also just give me access to share, I think.
Okay. Let's see. New screen, remote. You're gonna have to tell me how to do that. So, is it? Which one is it?
Oh, it says the host has disabled it.
Okay. Did you just email me, or let's see.
We can also just talk about it. Yeah, we can just talk about it too. Yeah, the address is 213 25th Street North. It used to be a wood shop, and then previously I think it was a chicken processing plant. It's right by the ramp to Highway 280/31.
Did you just, I'm sorry to interrupt you, did you just email it to me, or did you, when did you email it?
I think it was a few weeks ago. Let me just forward it again.
Okay, yeah, just forward it and we can pull it up real quick, and then we can kind of, if you need to talk through it so people can, have a visual, I suppose, and let's look at it. And it's that sullivan.a.james@gmail.com. Oh, Andre said unmute him, so I guess I muted him.
Okay, yeah, so we are just doing an adaptive reuse of the one-story brick building We're turning it into 2 office spaces facing a courtyard, and then 3 retail spaces facing the street. And the building is already built. It's an adaptive reuse, and so there's no room for us to put parking on the site. So we have a parking agreement with an owner just down the street, so we can park the people for the retail and the people for the offices there. So it won't be burdening the street parking anyway, but we just need your support to be able to do that. And Amanda Loper is on the call. She's the principal of our office, David Baker Architects. And I think she can confirm that we have a coffee shop signed up for one of the retail spaces and potentially a bakery for another one. So pretty exciting.
Yes, thank you, Janine. We are personally really excited about this project. We're going to put our office as one of the offices. And then our partner in the project is a construction company, Kyle Tyree of Lock Construction. So together, the architect and the contractor offices will be a little over half of the building. And then we have 3 1,000 square foot tenant spaces for rent that will face 25th Street. And so, as Janine has said, we have an LOI with the coffee shop and are in super serious negotiations with the lease. In fact, he actually announced to the public today on his Instagram, it's Jimmy Trong with Epilogue Roasters. So I think he's pretty serious since he put it out there. So we're very excited. And like Janine said, a woman that wants to do like a catering kind of bakery and sell through his coffee shop. She's looking at one of the spaces. We don't have anything signed for the second and third spaces. So shout out if y'all know anyone that needs a modest retail space that would face 25th Street. But as Janine said, we're here because, of course, the zoning board wants you all's perspective, of course, on our application, because we do need a variance for parking, because like Janine said, there just wasn't room to put it on site. We were able to get an agreement with a property owner a half a block away. And so that's how we're satisfying our parking requirement, but it is not on site. So we do technically need a variance. And that is why we're in front of you all today.
Okay, Indy, I think I do see a hand, Donna.
Yeah, I just want to, just so everybody make sure that we're all knowing where the location is, which I think this building's been empty, so that's great. It's opposite the post office. It runs beside the post office and kind of catty corner to where we used to recycle.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I'm trying to visualize this,
Yeah.
like right behind
So
me.
that's it. And I can remember eons ago when there was a woodworking. So the parking, like the building you're looking at, here's your building, then there's like a building, so something is already in beside the building you got, right?
Yes, and Mr. Sullivan, I don't know if you're able to keep scrolling, because it is a location that doesn't exactly, oh yes, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes, so
I know
there,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
In the parking lot, is it the parking lot that sometimes has it like a camper or something parked in it? We walk by there a lot, so that's how I know that. I think that's it. But it would be, the red is your building, and then there's the I guess the building next to it. So is that the parking lot on the other side that you're talking about? Or
Right here, if you guys can see where I just circled.
Okay.
So it's this property owner, there are several entities over here, and they have technically given us the spaces kind of on that corner. And Mr. Sullivan, I think Janine prepared another slide that has that. If you scroll up.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's where that right beside that woodworking place, maybe. It used to be.
the parking's at what we used to know years ago is a Rogers Army Navy store. Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You said coffee shop, so I'd say yes, please.
Well, yeah, to give y'all a sneak peek, Mr. Sullivan, if you don't mind, keep scrolling, and thank you so much.
Yeah,
because I know everybody probably wants to know. Oh, this is our technical zoning stuff. It's just showing you that we're supposed to have parking, but we don't. And so we need these 20 spaces, but if you keep going, it'll be more exciting.
All right.
So this is kind of a rough layout. So we're using, there's that kind of building nub, that's kind of up on the north side. And it's, Kyle, our contractor, tells me it's not really in good structural shape anyway. So we're demoing that. And then our office will be here in the back. This would be Kyle, the construction company. The coffee shop would be that cafe there. And we are planning to have a courtyard all along that north side. And then we have kind of tenant spaces 2 and 3. And then if you keep going, there should be some views of this.
Okay, yeah.
So that's the existing building.
Right.
And then if you go one more, and I think this is all I'll ask you to show.
Oh, no, it's
Thank
fine.
you.
Right.
Right.
So this is just a conceptual rendering that shows that, this idea that we want to have this courtyard here that the coffee shop will face out onto. And that's that kind of second and third tenant space that we're looking to fill.
Kind of cool.
That's very cool. Exciting.
Congratulations. That's exciting.
I move we approve.
Yes, right. I second.
Thank you, sir.
Was that Lori who seconded? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because that is kind of a no man's land right now. So that would be really nice to have that.
On this side. Yeah.
It looks awesome. So is there anybody on the call that disapproves? All right. Well, thank you, Janine, and everybody, and for joining the call and explaining everything, because sometimes it's hard to just like get a visual without actually seeing something. So I would thank you for coming on.
So I am taking notes, and so I got really excited and sidetracked about the coffee shop portion of this. But tell me, I wrote down Janine's name, but tell me what the overall entity is, or the overall. Is it just redevelopment? I just missed that part of who.
Yeah. So,
who, what, where.
So I am Amanda Loper, a principal with David Baker Architects.
Got it.
And
I saw the David Baker, which I know a David Baker, not the same one. I can assure you.
No, it's a
from
common
college days. Hold on, David Baker Associates. Okay.
And Lock Construction. LOCKE, and Kyle Tyree is with Lock Construction, and so it's a architect contractor. We're not your typical developers, but
I get it. I like to take notes. I never refer to them again, but it's fun to write them down. So
thank you to be our secretary.
Oh, except I can't be trusted to get all the. I can't be trusted to get all the details. Sorry. Just the part that interests me.
Okay, moving along, 7:07. So let's. We do have Precise Business Solutions on. I think it's Molly. She emailed something, but I'm not sure. Did you want to? First of all, it's Molly on.
Yeah, I mean, how you doing, Mr. Sullivan? Yes, and I apologize for not getting with you quickly because I was trying to get with the owner to get a little bit more detail before I presented the new venture. It's a new restaurant that they're going to be located in the Frank Nelson Building, 205 20th Street North. It's going to be the name of it will be True Restaurant and Bar. The owner, the concept that he has, and he's got some plans and he's getting them drawn up a little bit more detail, is a beautiful ambiance, like a nice indoor outdoor type of setting, with an upscale menu. Is going to be fresh food, seafood, and steaks. They'll be doing lunch and dinner. The lunch will be somewhere between 11 and 2. The dinner will be between 5 and a little later. And then on the weekends, it'll probably be like until 12. What they were trying to draw upon is kind of an earthy kind of outdoor garden patio with an upscale, energetic local culture. And the owner is a former football player, cousin of McKenzie for Auburn. So he's from Birmingham. So he wanted something that would be across with being with UAB and everybody with the sports. He wanted something that kind of covered that, and he still wanted to keep it kind of upscale. The interior kind of really beautiful. And I think you can probably share a little bit more of the detail of what I'm saying with that. And he's got, it's a couple of other things that he wants to do with that, but the space is really, really nice. He wants it to be more of an indoor outdoor feel with, plants. So when you go, you got this relaxation. And his main objective is by being downtown is to be the diversity, safety, and a relaxing environment. That's his main focus. So, and utilizing this very beautiful building. So that's, if anybody have any questions, but that's kind of an overview. It's a little bit.
Yeah, I do have, well, I'll let Donna go. I see you have.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, Molly, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
This is going to be on the corner, like where the bridal shop was. It's in that part of Frank Nelson building on the street level.
Right. It's I think it's about 4,000 square feet, and it's right there. And I thought I sent, and I apologize, James, him being so busy, I was trying to get the information from the architect, but he gave me, it's 20th Street North, excuse me. And I guess it's the corner of 2nd Avenue. And I didn't send this to you, James. I apologize. I think I sent you the business narrative, the overview, but I didn't.
That's what I have on the screen now.
Yeah. I apologize for that. I'm very sorry for me not being organized tonight for that. I apologize. I do have a picture of that, and I can send it. He's got the outline, just the brief outline of what they're doing. Where the kitchen's going to be and where that building is, and how they're going to do the patio. So that I can actually share that. I'll try to. I'm not as sophisticated as the other callers with the new Zoom and scanning, but I'm gonna try.
Yeah. What is it that you're asking?
Oh, Molly,
what is it that you're asking of the neighborhood?
Right.
Yeah, I apologize, sir. Please forgive me. We're asking for a full restaurant liquor license, sir.
Okay. Let's get to concerns and questions. I know Donna. She had her hand up again.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
When we're talking about an outdoor area, are you just talking about where the sidewalk comes down the side of the building and it comes around to the front?
No. They're actually, from what I gather, and I wish I could have got the architect on the phone. They're gonna do like a kind of an indoor patio. So it's not gonna be anything where you're outside, where people can walk up, or you're outside in the public. No.
And do you know what their potential hours of operation? I think you said it, but what time they would be closing?
I'm sorry. They're looking at lunch. Of course, that'll be from like 11 to 2, and then the dinner during the week, I believe, will be from 5 to 11, and then weekends will be later to like 12. Those hours are kind of based on pre-COVID, so I don't know. They might be a little not as long, but I will get that confirmed. But yeah. But they're looking at that. But that's for the weekends, for Friday and Saturday.
Gonna be kind of like a sports bar because of this. I mean, I get the restaurant part, but I'm just wondering about the bar part. Is that going to be like a sports bar kind of? And where I'm going with this is because we're already having so many issues with noise from places that stay open late, not from inside the building. It's the people that go out on the street that are out there hooting and hollering and cheering at 2:30 and 3 a.m. And it's causing a lot of issues with homeowners. And so I just want to make sure that the people on this call are clear to what we're trying to talk about here. I mean, It sounds like a great it sounds great until you think about when we've got all this sports activity and people go out on the outside, on the perimeter, and then the noise just bounces off and you're talking wee hours. So
I think that was one of his concern. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I apologize. That was one of his concerns as well, because he didn't want to create that type of situation, because it also is a safety concern with that. So his is basis on, that's why his hours are kind of modified, and he wants to keep it where it's more of an indoor. That's why he has the space that he has that stays indoor, and have the proper security, so you're not having people lounging on the outside of the building, which is not what you want. And that's one of his main things he was emphasizing, is the safety aspect, because when you have people just kind of, we would say, loitering outside of a building, it takes away from the restaurant. So I don't think his intentions And what the intentions of this is not to make it a bar where you're going outside. It's a place where you come in, you eat, you relax, there be, sports, and you leave. It's not for you to see it. It's not going to be a place where people are going to go in and come outside and congregate. So I don't know if that answered your question or not, but that's not the business module that he had in mind.
James, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
I think we need to get
okay
something more definitive than
yes, sir. I
what
understand
you're
that.
apparently prepared to give us at this time.
Okay.
I mean, your description right here specifically says a laid-back vibe surrounded by beautiful ambiance and a nice outdoor space to relax. But you're saying it's not going to be outdoor, so I don't really know what it is we're talking about.
Right.
I move that we
okay.
We continue this to the next meeting because I have no idea what this is. I'm sorry.
I second that.
Okay.
Well, before we do any type of voting or anything like that, I do, there are some, Lisa, she had her hand up for a question.
Well, there's a motion and a second on the floor, James.
Yeah, we can have discussion though before we vote on it.
Donna and Lou addressed my concerns, exactly what this is, because we have had such a problem with noise in the neighborhood. That was my concern, but Donna has already brought that forward, so I'm good.
And it continues to say a large outdoor patio. So I don't know what this is.
Okay. Well, I appreciate all those concerns and actually writing those down, and I will get back with the owners and get to a more a detail to what they are and have it more defined for you so that you can know exactly what will be voted on, and I'll have that done at the next meeting for next year. But thank you so much for getting me the feedback, and we'll make sure that we get this to them and get you some definitive information.
Okay, well, we thank you for that, but we still, I guess we still officially need to take the vote. Who did the second? Who did the second on that? I know Lou, you were the.
I did. Sydney Page.
Oh, Sydney. Okay.
I second it. I live a half a block down, and there is no outdoor space that is in that area. So I'm very curious as to how they're going to, put an outdoor space when there's no outdoor space possible. And I would like to have more information before we vote.
Okay. Is there any more discussion?
Not discussion so much. I just want to say I'm intrigued. I think it actually sounds pretty cool. I have a different vision, I think, than from what y'all are saying. I can kind of see an outdoor space that's also covered like underneath the footprint of the building, but not enclosed. But I'm curious to see more. So Molly, thank you for like giving us a little teaser. We'll look forward to getting more information on this, and hopefully it will be a part of our downtown scene soon.
And I appreciate that too. And I think that that's one thing I hated. I think we probably should have waited, but once the architect gets finished and everything's drawn up, I think you'll have a really clear, and you'll be excited as we are about it. I think it's going to be something that's not going to be a nuisance. That is one of the main concerns. So we'll make sure that, and we'll look forward to talking with you guys next year. And you guys have a safe and happy holiday.
Thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Donna, did you have your hand up again or no?
Well, I did. She's talking about, it's a former football player, I guess, is who's going to do this building. I'm just wondering if it's the beginning of those plans that they had drawn up for the 2nd Avenue Entertainment District.
No.
Is it that same person?
No.
That's a different block, I think, but it's interesting.
Well, the block was supposed to start directly across at Paramount.
Across, that's what I'm saying. Well, I say different side of the block, sorry, but yeah.
Different people
person.
as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Lori.
Oh, no, thank y'all. This is what it's all about. It's like talking it through and figuring it out.
Yeah, okay. No more discussion. So I guess it sounds like we are pretty much opposed, but I want to do the hand. Does everybody have access to the hand raise?
Well, James, excuse me.
Yeah.
Nobody said opposed. My motion was to continue this
More.
to the next meeting so we
More
can
information.
find out what it is we're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's the motion that Sydney seconded,
Okay, so we have a motion and a second
to continue.
to continue once we get more information. All in favor of doing that, I guess, raise your hand or say aye. What's easier?
Any opposed, say no.
Yeah, any opposed, say no.
It passes.
All right. Okay, thank you, Lou. And Molly, we look forward to talking to you in the future.
All right, well, thank you guys again so much, and have a good holiday again. Thank you.
All right, moving along.
Racist bastard.
Okay. I had to pull up the agenda. Let's see here. That's when it screens up. Okay, public voices. I don't think we have any old business. I don't think we have any new business. Does anybody have any new business they would like to share? I would let's just new business and remarks, I suppose, before we close out.
Hey, James, this is Kim from Councilor O'Quinn's office.
Hey.
I just wanted to let you all know that Councilor O'Quinn had answered your question about the CARES Act funding. It's in the chat if anybody wanted to, I just wanted to direct your attention to that.
Okay, thank you. Hey. All right. Well, I guess if there is
One more.
okay.
Is this meeting recorded?
It is.
Like all the calls and things? Okay.
Yeah, I have I included all of the meetings that we had this year in the Google Drive, and also I can send it to you on I guess the Zoom, but I can email you or whatever you want me to do to make it easier for you to access. Would you like a copy of it?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right, let me take note. All right. It is 7:21. If there is not anything else, is there a motion to adjourn?
I have a question.
Okay,
You know,
go ahead.
I got
No
to talk.
problem.
So anybody have any, I've walked past it, but does anybody know when Avine is going to open? Another close. That's the wine bar that we talked about last month on 2nd across from Bamboo and whatnot. It's like super close. Anybody have any inside scoop on that?
I think Molly was, I don't know if she has hung up or not, but she was actually the one who presented that. But,
Okay. Well, I looked it up. Avine means drunk on wine. And I looked at their menu, their wine menu. It actually looks like a really cool, fun selection. I think it'll be a nice addition to downtown. So I'm looking forward to that. And then on last month, we talked about that venue on Morris that was already an event space, but they were asking, I think, for a liquor license as well, but on a very limited basis for, I don't know, like wedding receptions or whatever. But I don't know that once we talked about it, was that it? Or are they still in the process? Or again, I'm new to this whole format, so I apologize, but I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know.
yeah, a lot of times they have tentative dates, but sometimes something may come up or something
Yeah.
that I'm not sure, but I can always follow up for you.
No, that's fine. I can do that as well. I just don't know if anybody knew offhand. No, don't expend any energy on that. I will look into it.
Okay.
Lori,
Yes,
Lori,
sir.
to answer your question, once it goes to the neighborhood, it then goes to public safety for the permission for the liquor license. That
Okay.
goes to the city council for approval, and then that goes to the ABC board to actually get the license.
Got it.
That's
So
the steps.
it's probably
Yeah.
still in process.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
It takes a while.
that's what we call red tape, right? But not.
There you go.
It's no story, right?
I'll have to say a silver lining of COVID for me is doing this online, because I could never pull it off to like leave the office and get downtown, yada, yada, to go to the physical meetings. So I enjoy this. I love to see y'all in person, but I think this is awesome. I think maybe more people are participating now.
Yeah.
I hope so, and hopefully it will grow. So thank you for your leadership, James.
Well, thank you for participating. Just real quick before we go, just to piggyback off what you said, Laura, yeah, I'm excited about more people being involved and you know, sending the word out. One of my goals was to, you know, get more participation. So I will continue to do that. And also, we are not going to have a meeting. We don't meet in December. So I guess I'll see you in January, but I always send out in December, I send out a survey about how to improve and things that we can do for 2021. So hopefully y'all will take the time out to complete the survey. And let me see, I see some people chatted. Okay, all right, question. Okay, so but with that being said, is there a motion to adjourn? I just look forward to seeing everybody be safe over the holidays and do all the social distances and wear your mask if you get out. Just continue to be safe. But is there a motion to adjourn?
Absolutely.
I like Louise.
Anyone?
All right. Okay. I don't want to take a vote on that. So I guess I'll see y'all next time. Okay. Y'all be
Thank
safe.
you so much, James. And
All right,
good
see
to
you
see
later.
all of my neighbors near and far. Bye,
Thanks,
y'all.
James.
All right. See y'all later.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.